Welcome to the Jacksonville Bar Association podcast. My name is Craig Shoup. I'm the executive director here at the Jacksonville Bar Association, and we're excited to have Latoya Williams Shelton join us today. Ms. Williams Shelton's firm, Latoya Williams Shelton P.A., handles criminal defense, family law, personal injury, and premises liability matters. A graduate of Florida A&M Law, she graduated in 2009. She's also a past president of the D.W. Perkins Bar Association. Before we get started, I do want to say a special thank you to our Jacksonville Bar Association sponsors. These sponsors include Ameris Bank, Dex Imaging, Dixon Hughes Goodman, Member Benefits, Mulholland Investigation and Computer Forensics, Orange Legal, a Veritex company, Florida Lawyers Mutual Insurance Company, YFast Networks, Charles Van Consulting, CH Mediation, Ullman Wealth Partners, Diamonds Direct, and Scarlet Group. At this time, we do have a quick message from one of our sponsors. We appreciate the support of all of our sponsors of the Jacksonville Bar Association. Well, after all of that, Latoya, welcome. We're glad you're with us today. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about you growing up and what made you want to become a lawyer.
I always tell people it sounds a little cliche, but I've always been a Law and Order fanatic. So I've always watched Law and Order, and I remember my dad asking me, how parents always ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I told him, I want to be a lawyer. I attended West Florida for my undergraduate degree, and West Florida had a paralegal studies program, so you would go the paralegal track. So I thought to myself, I said, well, I'll just go ahead and go and be a paralegal. And my dad pulled me to the side and he said, well, why would you be a paralegal when you can also be an attorney? And I said, you know what, okay. So I went to the guidance office, I think, at West Florida, and they said, you know what, we also have a legal studies pre-law track that's really for attorneys. And honestly, I'll say I had a professor, Professor Harrell, who actually really pushed me to go take the LSAT and to move forward and to go to law school. And that's how it all started. So I'd say family, and I also had a little bit of push from some professors in school.
That's great. So tell us, what are some favorite memories from either a case you've tried or been a part of that you can share with us?
Oh, okay. Look, I don't know if I'll say favorite. I'll say stick with me. And that would be an example, would be a case where it was a premises liability case, and the mother of the victim actually ended up going with another attorney. Unfortunately, at some point in time, that attorney's representation, for whatever reason, didn't continue to follow through. That mother had been made an unfair promise, a promise that her son's funeral would actually be paid for by that attorney. So in turn, after there was no representation, the child or the victim ended up sitting at a funeral home for several months. I was actually able to come into the case, mediate that case, and also get money to finally bury her son. That was huge for her, and it was a huge win in my book, because I was able to come in and not necessarily profit, because there wasn't a huge profit at this time by the time it had gotten or dwindled down to this point, but able to help her to be able to bury her son. So
that's so impactful. I mean, people forget what sometimes lawyers are really down in the trenches with the families and really helping them get through those crises in their life that they really need help with.
That's true. That's true. My motto is providing competent legal representation with passion and understanding, and I definitely try to do that with each and every client. It's hard. We do have a huge caseload, right? But I definitely try my very best to do that with each and every client.
So tell us a little bit about your involvement in the Jacksonville Bar and why you think it's important for lawyers to be a part of the JaxBar.
So as far as my involvement is concerned, I am a member of the Jacksonville Bar Association. I have been for a couple of years now. I haven't quite had the opportunity to do as much as far as leadership is concerned in the JBA. That is something that I want to do moving forward. But one of my first experiences with JBA was actually collaborating with you while I was the president of the D.W. Perkins Bar Association. And that was something huge where we were able to collaborate together with the Florida Bar to bring a CLE that folks can look at statewide about an issue that's so important. So I would say, as far as attorneys are concerned and being a part of JBA, I love how JBA is somewhat of an extension and heavily involved in what's going on in Big Bar. I think that it's another opportunity to be involved in leadership capacities, and also a way to network. It's huge. I think it's one of the most important bar associations that we have here in Jacksonville.
So we've also seen a lot of new lawyers coming to town and joining JBA some, and we've also seen a lot of lawyers who aren't necessarily new to the practice, but they're new to the area. Especially with Zoom now, everybody's trying cases and they're working on cases from all over the state.
Right.
And the Fourth Circuit's a little different than other places in the state. What do you think these new lawyers or lawyers who are new to practicing here in the Fourth Circuit should know?
I think they should know that, like you said, the Fourth Circuit is very different. And when I first started, I was in private practice, so I was just in my one little bubble in my office. It wasn't until I got out and became a member of the D.W. Perkins Bar Association, JWLA, JBA, that I found that the network of attorneys in Jacksonville or in the First Circuit is actually really, really good. So what I would say to them is, get out, network, become a part of these associations, get involved with these associations, and also find a mentor, because you'll find that when you're in this and you're networking with these people, there's so many people that will just reach out a hand to help you, and you're not in this by yourself. So that's the advice that I would give new lawyers coming into the Fourth Circuit.
I know with many of our episodes of this podcast, when we get into these types of questions, the mentoring aspect keeps coming up and up and up. It just shows how important it truly is.
It is, because it was, I think I was in my 5th year, I want to say, of private practice before I actually, like I said, the first one, I think I joined D.W. Perkins, and one of the first true mentors I had was Judge Pauline Drake. And she is amazing. She's retired now, but still amazing, still involved as well.
So we've got a fun question we've been asking everybody, and it's been the highlight of a lot of folks when I talk to them about the podcast.
Okay.
Say, oh yeah, we saw this question, we love it, that was great, didn't know that.
Right.
What's some favorite places you like to have dinner at with your family here in North Florida?
Oh, okay. Now that's an interesting one. So I'm going to tell you, and this is, I don't even know if it's full dinner because, we've been in this pandemic, so we've been doing a lot of ordering. But my baby, my 5-year-old, totally loves Ship to Shore. Ship to Shore Seafood. It's a spot over on Dunn Avenue on the north side of Jacksonville. And it ends up being really good because they have, of course, a lot of seafood, so I can still kind of sort of be healthy, right, during this time. And my baby loves their food as well. So, of course, we love Ship to Shore. As far as a date night is concerned, me and my husband really love Ruth Chris.
That's another vote for Ruth Chris. I know we've had a couple of those. It's always a great spot for sure. So tell us, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, maybe they're looking for the mentor or they've got a question in one of your practice areas and want to bounce something off you, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So, of course, I do have a website that is www.lsw-law.com, but the best way to get in contact with me is going to be to contact me directly at my office, and my office number is 904-371-1931.
That's great. We thank you for coming in. We hope folks will reach out to you with questions and referrals and all of those types of great connections that we build through relationships here with the Jacksonville Bar Association.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's a great opportunity for myself. And again, make sure, JBA, great organization, great association. Please become a part. You won't regret it.
Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate everyone who's tuned in today. We'll catch you all again on our next episode.